The Minister of Art, Culture and Creative Economy, Hanum Musawa, believes that the presidency should remain with Southern Nigeria for the next term to ensure equity. Hi, welcome to What's Happening. These are our top 10 stories countdown today. At number 10, Canada will face a 35% tariff on exports to the United States starting August 1st, President Donald Trump said Thursday in a letter to Prime Minister Mark Carney. It was the latest of more than 20 such letters issued by Trump since Monday as he continues to pursue his trade war threats against dozens of economies. At number 9, Tottenham has signed Mohamed Kudus from West Ham and are set to capture Nottingham's Forest, Morgan Gibbs-White in a double swap worth over 100 million euros. Kudus became the first player since 2011 to make the move from the Hammers to rival Spurs in the reported 55 million euro deal. Gibbs-White is said to follow as Spurs have activated the 60 million euros buyout clause in his Forest contract. At number 8, Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for immediate and united actions to close Nigeria's widening skill gap, describing it as a national priority critical to economic transformation. This is just as the federal government has hinted at the proposal for the review of existing skill training centers across several ministries, departments and agencies of government to align their work and functions with national development goals. At number 7, troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army deployed at Forward Operating Base, Wukari, have dismantled a gun-running syndicate operating within the southern region of Taraba State, acting on credible intelligence regarding the activities of gun runners at a settlement in Biebi village along Sunkundi Road in Wukari local government area. The troops swiftly conducted a tactical operation that resulted in the arrest of 2 suspects, 55-year-old Buba Idi and 29-year-old Isiaka Yusufu. At number 6, a Bayelsa State High Court sitting in Yenagoa has sentenced 4 men to death for the murder of a taxi driver, Mr. Olariwaju Ajayi, sometime in 2001. The court found the defendant guilty of conspiracy, murder and armed robbery and sentenced them to death. Court findings said the convict had chartered Mr. Ajayi, a commercial taxi driver operating between Yenagoa and Port Harcourt, under the guise of attending a naval program at One, River State. At number 5, Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Bayo Ojulari, said the company is considering selling some of its refineries as it grapples with challenges in their rehabilitations. Speaking in an interview with Bloomberg at the 9th OPEC International Seminar in Vienna, Austria, Ojulari said a strategic review of NNPC's refinery operation is underway and expected to be concluded before the end of the year. At number 4, Governor Naser Idris of Kebbi State has approved the payment of 2.1 billion naira as entitlements to former councillors who served across the state between 2004 and 2024. The directive was issued on Thursday when the governor received the leadership of Kebbi State Councillors Forum on a courtesy visit at the government house in Burning Kebbi. And at number 3, the Rivers State Police Command has confirmed the 2 top aides of the embattled sole administrator of Ahoada East Local Government Area, Goodluck Ihienacho, who were earlier declared wanted in connection with his alleged assault, have turned themselves in. In a press statement signed by the Rivers State Police Command Public Relations Officer Grace Iringe Koko, the command disclosed that Hector Ekakita and Aloni Olodi, Chief of Staff, voluntarily represented themselves at the police headquarters on Moscow Road, Port Harcourt at about 3 p.m. on Wednesday, July 10, 2025. And at number 2, former Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Babachir Lawal, has criticized one of President Bola Tinubu's flagship project, the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Road, describing it as a scam and accusing the administration of failing to work for the people. Lawal stated this during an appearance on Inside Sources with Laolu Akande, aired on Channels Television. And at number 1, The Minister of Arts, Culture and Creative Economy, Hanum Musawa, believes the presidency should remain with southern Nigeria for the next term to ensure equity and balance. Nigeria practices an unofficial power-sharing deal between the North and the South, with each region taking turns to produce a president. That's all for today. See you next time on What's Happening.